So this stage was going really smoothly until this happened. Welcome back. This is episode 2 of Disgaea 4 Hardcore Mode. If you haven't seen the first episode, I'll link it on screen now. All of the rules will also be in the description. We're currently sitting at a death count of 6 units. Yes, I know I'm not doing great, but I think now that I know what we're up against, I'll be a little more careful moving forward. So let's jump into the next chapter. Well, not exactly. After the last part, after beating the boss, I just assumed that was the end of the chapter, but it looks like I missed one last stage, so let's take care of that quickly. Before getting started, I created a zombie, leveled it up, and gave it some equipment. So it looks like the geo effects are clone and no ranged. We have a few options. We can take out the no ranged geo block at the back of the map first, which will create a chain and destroy the other block anyway. The only issue with that is whichever unit destroys the no ranged geo block will be separated from the rest of the team and will most likely die. The key to completing this challenge, I believe, is making sure we keep all of our units close together and at full health. So in this case, we're going to throw a unit across and get rid of the clone geo block just so we don't have anyone separated. That took all of the enemies down to low HP, so once we've healed up quickly, we can take on the rest of the enemies. Okay, now we're at chapter 3 for real this time. The maps are starting to get quite large and spread out, so it's more important now than ever to keep our team close together. We've got some pretty decent stats at this point because of our equipment, which I've been taking care to upgrade along the way. So I think we'll just keep everyone close to the base panel and try to draw the enemies closer. Our slime was super useful here as most of the enemies didn't have any elemental attacks. With that stage out of the way, we've also unlocked a bunch of new classes. The next stage is looking a little scary because it's so compact. I'm worried about all of the enemies closing in all at the same time because they can reach us quite easily. I think what we're going to do is start on the left side, then the right side, and then work our way down to the lower levels. Because there's a few magic users on the lower levels, we're going to put our slime back into the base panel as I believe he'll probably get one shot. I also forgot that our blue mage is weak to fire, so hopefully they don't use any Not even 2 minutes into the video and someone is already dead. Luckily, we didn't lose anyone else, although I feel like that death was really my fault and I probably could have avoided it. Now this map might look a little intimidating, but it's actually super easy. The green panels have the damage 20% effect. Yes, this also means that enemies can also be damaged. There are these individual panels spread out all over the map that don't have any effect at all, so all we need to do is keep our units on these panels and the enemies will slowly die over time. At a glance, the enemies don't seem to have any elemental attacks, so we'll just use the slime to bait out the enemies and then just heal from a distance. It's really just that easy. At this point, I had definitely forgotten to delete our blue mage, but I will get around to it shortly. Don't worry, I'm not using them during battle, I'm just an idiot. So this stage was going really smoothly until this happened. I'm kidding, you think I'd let the 3 amigos die this early? Come on. I've decided that as soon as one of our orcs die, we have to delete all 3, otherwise I can kinda just abuse it and create multiples of each unit without any consequence. Anyway, while our orcs lived this time, I may have made a really bad play here. Yeah, I kinda forgot that zombies are weak to fire and I stuffed up. Was really hoping we could get through most of this episode without losing anyone, but you know, anyway, moving on. We now have to say goodbye to Eska and Elsa. We're going to have to create some more units and I'm thinking of ignoring range units altogether and just creating really bulky melee units. We'll create a gargoyle first as they are one of the more defensive units that we have unlocked so far. Then we'll pass a few bills to get better equipment at the store and use the remaining hell on some new equipment for our gargoyle. Once our gargoyle has been leveled up, we're ready to move on. Thankfully, we didn't have any trouble with this stage at all. We had a few close calls, but as long as our healer was close, it wasn't anything we couldn't handle. This is the part of the game where we have to level up an item to level 10 in order to progress the story. I picked the weakest weapon, so we had no trouble at all blitzing through all 10 floors without even a scratch. Time for Disco. I did actually have a plan for going into this one. Disco has a ranged AoE attack, so I was hoping to place the no ranged geo symbol on the blue area, so it'll stop Disco from using her AoE attack for at least one turn. My hope is that we can take out Disco in at least 2 turns, and to my surprise, it actually kinda worked. We were able to get off one attack from our warrior before Disco attacked the rest of the team. That did so much damage. Now, I guess you can see why I wanted to try and stall for at least one turn. As planned, we were able to take out Disgaea on the next turn. Chapter complete, although it's getting a little scary and we've had a ton of close calls at this point. Our team is looking pretty solid, so why don't we just jump straight into the next stage? Surprisingly, the geo panels actually make this map easier. Because of the no entry geo symbols, it actually prevents all of the enemies from rushing us all at once. All we have to do is move up slowly and keep our units close together. This map was a massive relief. It has got to be the easiest map in the entire challenge so far. No geo symbols, no crazy strong enemies, nothing. This map is a little scary. We've had some really bad history with magic users, so we're going to stay far away from all the magic users. What's worse is that they have a bunch of buffs, including invincibility, so you can't even kill them first without taking down the tower, which we can simply knock down by chaining the geo blocks. Usually you're supposed to send some units to the left and then some to the right, knocking down the towers as you go. You do need to go both ways in order to get the geo block at the end of each path, but to play things safe, we're going to send all of our units in a single group in one direction. Then, once we've gotten rid of everyone, we can send our warrior back around, avoiding the last mage, and then finishing off the tower. Okay, we're getting there. We're almost at the end of the chapter. Same kind of deal with this stage really. We need to take down each wall before continuing, but I found out that our slime has an attack that can reach the enemies and they can't reach us. So I just spammed this move over and over until we won. We're getting really close to the end of the chapter, so I'm kind of worried that we might lose someone soon. So I'm going to create a Kusith? The blue dog thing with the blade on its head, that thing. After some more leveling, I was able to promote a few of our units. I have a really bad feeling about this. Any stage with warp geos is bad news and I want absolutely nothing to do with it. We'll start off by throwing on the evade geo to make it harder for the enemy range units to hit us. Once we're up to the main part of the stage, I made a slightly risky play. I threw the warp geo block onto the blue panels and then destroyed it, hoping to weaken all of the enemies. This also got rid of the 50% attack boost. I'm thinking maybe we should have healed here. I think we'll be okay. We took the last attack quite well. Those goddamn magic users. I knew they were trouble. Did I or did I not say that they were trouble? Well, you know what that means, right? We beat the chapter, but not without a great sacrifice. Goodbye, friends. Oh, a trophy. To finish off the episode, we'll create a skeletal dragon. Their movement sucks, but they are really bulky and have pretty good attack as well. How's our death count? Thanks for watching, and if you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe to be notified when the next episode goes live.